Hi guys and gals, today we're gonna talk about lunges. Now this is typically what I see people do inside the gym when they're lunging. It's either forward and back or to the sides. Now, of course, this is kind of like a variation of lunge, but the real way or the most accurate way to do the lunges is not like this. You see, first of all, it's a high impact exercise if you do the lunges like this. If you're healthy, if you do not have any knee problem, it's alright, you can perform this exercise. But if you have restrictions in your joints, and specifically if your flexibility is not that good, this is just gonna destroy your body. The reason is you're shifting your entire weight just to one side and trying to control it, and majority of the people who do lunges lack the stability that it needs. I see people doing lunges from the side and just locking themselves in 1 centimeter, just going strong, and that can cause problems. If you do not have the stability, this variation is not good. First, let's talk about forward and back. You see, when you shift all your weight forward and control it, let's say you control it with a good focus. You go down, when you're in this position, if you use this leg, this is gonna help you to bring yourself up. So you're gonna come up. But if you try to bring yourself back, first of all, you're using both legs, and the reason we do lunge is to use all the weight in just one leg. So most people do lunges because they either do not have any equipment to add more weight on, or they want to train with the stability, so control everything with one leg, or just use their own body weight to challenge their muscle without lifting anything heavy, because I don't know, maybe their back is not that much strong, or they've been hurt in the hand or shoulder or whatever. They just want to use whatever they got already to perform a leg exercise. Anyway, if you just use both legs to come up, then it's like a body weight squat. You're not challenging yourself that much. If a body weight squat is already challenging for you, you shouldn't do any lunges. You should just stick to body weight squat. But if body weight squat is easy, coming forward and just using both legs to come all the way back is just a waste of energy, because it doesn't matter how much you try. You have to, of course this leg is gonna do a lot of work, but for you to be able to come all the way back, you have to use this leg as well. And aside from that, your stability is supported, so you do not have any lack in the stability. Now let's talk about the side. Now this is again what I see people do. Now it's gonna be both sides. So let's say you control everything good. So you come to the side, control, down. Again, for you to use this leg, it means coming up. But when you go to the side, you're using this leg as well. Your stability is also supported. Again, it's not what this exercise is intended to do. This exercise is intended for stability, for adding weight to just one leg, because you don't have equipment or you've been injured and you just can't lift weight, and also other reasons. But mainly, if you're using both legs when you do lunge, it's just a waste of energy. There are other exercises to use both legs in a safer way. Now let's talk about what you can do to make lunges more effective. So instead of going forward and back, you can do this. So you stand still, you bring one leg back, you hold everything with this one. So this is working with the stability, and also all the weight is just in one leg, so you need to use a lot of muscle to work yourself all the way up again. So this is just back for a little bit of support, but you're not going to use it unless you're losing your balance. So you're going to come back, 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 tap, up. As you saw, I didn't even use this one, and that made me move my entire weight just with one leg, and also my stability was just with one leg. The same thing can apply from the side lunge as well. So instead of going to the side and coming back, you stand here, you bring one leg out, 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 you bend this one, you bend this one. Again, this leg is just tapping on the ground, it's not doing any work. You go down, 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 again up. You come up, you do not go to the other side. And again, stability and all the weight was done by this leg. Now a lot of people think that this is really hard because they do not have the strength or power to do this exercise, but believe me, most people do not have a problem with the strength to do this exercise. It's really not that hard to lift your weight with one leg. The problem is flexibility and also stability. You see, a lot of us go up and down the stairs really easily, but when it comes to squats or lunges, we lack that mobility. The reason is a lot of people have tight calves. For example, when you go up the steps, your leg is all the way down, 90 degrees, your feet. So there is not a lot of tension in the calf. But when you do, for example, a lunge, when I, for example, do the forward lunge, you see, now my leg is a lot forward, and if I have a tight calf, I'm not gonna be able to perform this exercise correctly, and I think that this is because of my strength, but it's not because of that, it's because of my flexibility. And that also applies for the side lunge as well. So the stretches you should do are normally for the calf and also a little bit your lower back to do this exercise. So make sure your flexibility is in check. When your flexibility is in check, your stability is going to be better as well. I see a lot of people, again, it goes to the tight calf. They want to do the lunges, they come here and they come on the tip of their toes because the flexibility is not in the calf. So they do here, and it's just hard for them to do the exercise. They are strong, but it's just hard for them because of flexibility. Let's go through a few quick notes about first lunging forward. I'm just gonna slow things down so you're gonna understand. Again, I'm standing still. I need to push my knee forward. You have to push your knee forward. You cannot leave this leg and just sit back and just be able to control yourself. It's just physically not possible. So make sure when this leg is back, you push the knee forward as well, and you hinge from the hip with the same degree. So the center of your body, the center of your mass is in the middle, so you have more balance. This is really good actually. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Make sure you take your time. Do not do this exercise fast. So bend this forward, bend this back. And simultaneously do this. Go down, 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 down. And because you bend your hip, you need to bring your chest forward as well. So a lot of people cannot do this exercise because they just think that they should just keep their chest back, their shoulders back, and they just find it hard to do this exercise. Believe me, it's actually better for your knees if you bring the knee forward and bring the chest forward as well. If you do the exercise like this, which is first of all not possible, but if, for example, you get support from this leg and go down like this is actually bad for the knee because you're putting it in an awkward position and the force is not getting generated enough, so it's under a lot of stress. The stability is also bad. So make sure you put the knee forward, and again, to put the knee forward, you need to be flexible here. So put it forward, and also to push the hip back, you need to be flexible in your lower back. So make sure you do some stretches if you're really tight before you do the lunges in these areas. And the same applies with the side lunge as well. So when I'm like this, when I go easily to the side, again, I need to be flexible in my calf, I need to be flexible in my lower back as well. Now the only difference that backward lunge has compared to the side lunge is when you do the lunge going backward, because the legs are closer to each other, so the legs do not have that much of a distance between themselves. Because of that, you're gonna notice that you use a lot more the muscles inside your leg. So it's both the quad and the hamstring muscles. So when you use when you do the lunge backwards, you feel it more in the vastus medialis, the quad muscle, and also semitendinosus and semimembranosus, which are two hamstring muscles inside of your leg. And the opposite applies when you go out. So when you go wide, because this side is getting stretched, it's not possible to do the job that much efficiently with this side. So your body, when you do this, go down and wanna come up, rely more on vastus lateralis, which is this muscle, which is part of your quad muscle, and also the biceps femoris, which is one of the hamstring muscles. And that's the way that you can just target the muscles based on your goal. Also, if it's really easy for you, of course, you can use dumbbells, you can grab on some plates and do the exercise, but make sure first you're great with the stability, you're great with the flexibility,